Hi everyone, Armoured Pants here, and I have another video for you on the French line. This is the French Premium, the Tier VIII de Lorraine 40t. And as always, we have a complete guide, and we will look at the tech spec first using blitzhanger.com, which is a great asset for all blitzers, and you should use it if you're not. Now, this is a great premium tank, brilliant. Credit coefficient 175%, which earns credits, which is what a premium tank should do. It's a medium tank, but it plays like a light tank. It has no armor, and it has the speed of a light tank, but it does not have the active camo when moving a light tank has, so just be aware of that. But otherwise, this plays like a light tank. So therefore, if you haven't already, please look at the light tank guide I have on channel. Now, I'm going to use supercharged and refined gun as always, because I want to get that muzzle velocity up. And this is a great gun. It has 4 rounds, which means you can do 1000 damage points in about 7.5 seconds, because it's a 2.5 second reload on each shell in the magazine. But the magazine reload is long, it's almost 20 seconds, so you need to be aware of that, because you need to stay out of trouble while you're reloading. And it is pretty long. Now, this is a flying machine. It's really fast for a medium tank, and it handles beautifully. The only downside to its handling is traverse speed is slow, but you can counteract that by moving the tracks as you traverse. That will reduce it. Now, it has 0 armor, absolutely 0 armor. We're going to have a look at that in a second. So you are a HE magnet, plus the tank is quite big, so you're a big target too. But if you play like a light tank, play like an RU-251, something like that, keeping out of trouble, then you will benefit in this tank. Now, I would run 2 repair kits on this because tracks are exposed, and you do not want to get caught out in the open of this thing. You do not want that at all, because as I said, with 0 armor, you are going to be a HE magnet, and it's a tier 8, so you're up there with the big boys, the Rim Borsix. If you're up tier, you're up the Waffle Tractor, T30, all these guys. Theoretically, they can one-shot you, so you need to be very careful in this tank. So run the 2 repair kits, because you do not want to get tracked and stuck in the open in this thing. You see here the tracks have a little bit of protection, but not too much, so you can get tracked, especially if somebody spams a HE round. You can burst your tracks very easily, and then you're going to get stuck out in the open, which is not good in this tank. You can see it has no armor at all, which is unusual for a medium tank, but not so much for a French medium. So therefore, its tactics, well, it says it's good for peek-a-boom, etc. But really, how I play this tank is, you want to ambush tactics. You want to get into a position where you can use that 4 shells to put in some damage. You can move around, spot, scout, and really want to ambush and hit and run on this thing. You do not want to get into brawls. You do not want to get into facing off to heavy tanks, etc. Because, you know, as I said, with no armor and that, you're going to get bullied front on, you're going to get rammed, etc. And they can spam HE at you. So, you know, you need to keep moving in this tank. Spot, scout, ambush tactics in this tank. You know, in many ways it's a mobile gun platform, so you really want to get around the map as quickly as possible in this tank. Get that mobile gun platform into place and use its gun to the maximum effect. And in terms of this map, I'm going to Sport C, and I'm actually moving this mobile gun platform into this position here at the ruins overlooking C, where I can put some fire into any enemy tanks that might try to capture C. Plus, as we said in the tech spec, I need to count my shells, and then I have somewhere to protect myself when I'm on that long, almost 20-second reload. This is a great position to support C, and really supports the use of the autoloader, because you can fire from cover, then back into full cover while you're on that long reload. And this is extremely important with this tank. You really need to be conscious of the shells that you have fired, the shells left in the magazine, and when you're going to reload. Because if you get caught in a brawl, or you get caught by the enemy when you're on that long reload, you are really going to suffer. You're going to find it really unforgiving. But in here, in this position now, I've fired, and now I'm back onto that long reload, staying in cover, because that reload is really long. And if you're being fired upon or in a brawl, it seems like it takes forever. But when you're in cover like this, you can just choose your next targets, wait for the reload to come on, and there we go. Put some more damage in. Bam, put some more damage in. Now I do take some damage here because in this position, because really my allies are not pushing on so much, allowing the enemy to push on and get some free shots onto me. but nonetheless you can see there I'm doing a lot of damage. So I've got those 4 shells in. They're doing around average 250 rolls per shell, so that means 7.5 seconds from when you fire the first shell, then 2.5, then the second, then 2.5, then the third, then 2.5, and the fourth, 2.5, bam. So that allows you to do a lot of damage. You can see here that you can actually hang a bit out in the open, and I've nearly cleared that store mill. I did take a bit of damage there though, but I have been able to inflict a lot of damage on the enemy. Now, what you're going to see here is not recommended in this tank, but I have no choice because I'm on that long reload, so I had to ram that LTTB to take him out. Not recommended in this tank. As you can see, I do a lot of damage to myself. But having said that, I didn't really have a choice. I couldn't let him come in behind me, and I was on that long reload. So not recommending that tank, but just think about it. It is an option when you don't actually have any shells in the magazine. That VK got pretty lucky there. Now I'm in a really bad situation. I mean, look at this. They're coming onto me from both sides, and I've got 4 enemy tanks around. But I decided to utilize the speed of the tank. So watch this. Run, rabbit, run. Straight out. The rabbit runs straight out into the foxes. Straight out into the hounds. But I am able to use the maneuverability of the tank to get around, get myself in and out of trouble. Just watch this again. So the VK is going to come on. He thinks he has a shot on me. But now I put one into him, and just before he's able to get onto me, I'm able to get around him. And he has such a slow traverse, the speed of my tank takes me away. Thankfully the others have slow traverse too, they can't get a shot onto me. So I'm able to move around, get back into cover, got myself out of a big scrape there. And that's what I'm saying about this tank. It does have great speed, almost light tank speed, and it allows you to get out of fixes. It's not always going to work, but just bear in mind you do have that speed, so don't just sit there and accept your fate. You can actually use the speed of the tank to get yourself out of all sorts of fixes. It's not always going to work, but just remember the tank has this speed, and that speed is a great asset. Now using the gun again, bam, almost cleared that tiger too. Should be an easy enough kill for one of my allies, and then back into cover here. I'm on that long reload again, so I really need to stay in cover, keep myself out of trouble. Got that tiger down to 1 shot, so that was able to be cleared relatively easy by one of my teammates. And I'm back on now onto fully reloaded. I'm able to clear that last tank. I'm able to do a huge amount of damage in that game and deliver a mastery badge in the Lorraine 40t. So as you can see there, mastery badge, almost 4.3k of damage. And really, I think this shows, this game shows how to play that tank well. Massive carry from me as well. So basically, now as I said, it's a mobile gun platform. Get it into a position where you can use that gun, that damage it's going to do on that almost 1000 damage per clip, maybe over 1000 damage per clip. Get into a position where you can use that. A position where you can also reverse or go into cover when you're on that long reload. And then just farm some damage in that tank. And remember to use its speed. If you're caught in a scrape, the speed can get you out. So let's have a recap. It's a fantastic medium tank. It does play like a light tank though, so be aware of that. Without a lot of the light tank characteristics though. It has credit coefficient 175%, which is above average for its tier, so bear that in mind too. It's very good. It's super fast, beautifully agile. It can get you into positions to use that fantastic gun and that auto loader and get you out of sticky situations, as it did in that game for me. Perfect for spotting. Scouting badges will come with this tank because you can just really get around the map. It owns the map. Ambush tactics are best in this tank. Don't go front on, it's not the tank for that. Watch the traverse, it's slow, but if you move the tracks, you reduce that traverse speed significantly. And that's sort of something which is prevalent among the French premium tanks. Circle Dead, it is a master, it's so agile, and if you're on a full reload, then you are happy days. But just be aware of that reload on this tank though. When you're for the full clip, it's almost 20 seconds and it can be a killer. You need to make sure you're safe when that's going on. And keep moving in this tank. If you're in trouble, don't stop. because really in this tank, if you stand still, you're going to get HE fired at you, so keep moving. And that really is the key to this tank, especially if you're on that long reload. So cheers Mush, thanks for watching, I hope you enjoyed it, and I guess all that's left to say is pants off.